So some important facts here about the 3D figures and their nets is the number of faces, edges, and vertices. Remember, a face is the actual flat shape. The edges are the lines, and the vertices are the corners. So if I'm looking here at the faces, it says that a rectangular prism has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The faces are going to be the attribute that's most important. So the edges, it's 12 connecting lines in this net, and the vertices, there are 8 corners where 3 of the edges would meet together. But once again, the faces are what's most important. A cube is a special kind of rectangular prism, just like a square is a special kind of rectangle. It has the opposite sides being parallel. It has the 90-degree angles, but just like a square has all equal sides, a cube has all equal sides. So these attributes are all the same because it is a rectangular prism. But it is good to know that if it is made up of all squares, then it's actually called a cube. Just like a square, it has its own special name, even though it is still a rectangle. Down here, we have that triangular prism. Once again, the faces are the most important attribute to know. So we have these 3 down the middle, 3 rectangles, and then our 4th and 5th faces here are the 2 triangles on either end. It has 9 edges and 6 vertices. Here are the pyramids, which are different from the prisms because they just have one base, so one center shape that sits at the bottom. So when it's a rectangular pyramid, there are 5 faces. If you think logically, what you know about a rectangle, it has 4 sides. So if we're going to complete the 3D figure, we're going to need 4 rectangles surrounding the middle, 4 triangles surrounding the middle rectangle to make a solid figure. A triangular pyramid, on the other hand, has a triangle as its center shape, as its base. So what we know about a triangle is there's only 3 sides, so it would only take 3 triangles surrounding it to create that solid figure. Let's look at some examples. Here we have a rectangular prism. So I know this is wrong because it only has that one center shape. That makes it a pyramid. So now I'm left with these 2 prism nets. Well, this is a rectangular prism, so it's only going to be made up of rectangles, not this one, which has triangles on either end. So here I have a pyramid. So I know right off the bat this one's wrong because a pyramid involves triangles. So now I'm looking at these 2. Well, this has a full line of rectangles down the middle, which means it has more than one base. So it cannot be that. A pyramid only has one base. This net has one base in the middle, which is a rectangle, which matches the shape, and it is surrounded by triangles. Here I have a triangular prism. I know that because I can see these rectangles on the sides and on the bottom, and I see that there's 2 triangles on either side. So this net here is definitely wrong, as this has 6 sides. Here I do see the 2 triangles on either end, and I see 3 rectangles down the middle. So that looks like it would be the net of my triangular prism. Let's check this last one. I see it has a rectangle in the middle and it's surrounded by all triangles. So that means that is a pyramid. And our last shape here, it looks like it could be a cube. I don't know for sure without seeing the measurements, but this one here involving circles is definitely inaccurate. And this net here is another rectangular pyramid because it has that one base surrounded by triangles. So this would be the correct net. Identify the net of the figure below. So this one, I see a triangle in the middle, and I see 3 triangles surrounding it. So it's definitely not D, it's definitely not A, and it's definitely not B. I know that a pyramid is always surrounded by triangles, and this matches up with it being a triangular pyramid because the center shape is a triangle. Here we have a line of rectangles down the center and 2 rectangles on either end. So I can definitely eliminate C, and I can definitely eliminate E. D says rectangular pyramid, so this is not a pyramid. It does not only have one base surrounded by triangles. Either A or B would work here. Without knowing the measurements, we can't know for sure it's a cube, but it certainly looks like squares, so I can understand picking that answer choice. It's definitely for sure a rectangular prism because I can tell that these sides are parallel to one another and that they are creating 90-degree angles. Here, I see that I have a base in the middle surrounded by triangles. So it's definitely a pyramid, not a prism. A triangular pyramid would have a triangle in the middle. This is clearly not a triangle. A square pyramid, I would have to know for sure that it was 4 equal sides, and there's no way for me to know that without measurements being labeled. So this would be a rectangular pyramid. Here I have a line of rectangles, so I should already be thinking, okay, this is a prism, which eliminates answer choices D and E. A triangular prism has a triangle on either end, so that can't be it. And a cube is all squares. That first one, it could have been squares based on what it looked like. This one's clearly not squares. So this is a rectangular prism. This one says, which figure represents a rectangular prism? Here, I only have 3 down the middle with 2 on either end, 3 down the middle, 2 on either end for 5 faces. So it cannot be B or D. The A and C have the correct number of faces, 6. But if I were to try to fold up C, when I wrap the middle row around to form the center of the prism, these 2 end pieces would be far too large to connect it to make one continuous figure. So choice A would be the correct answer here.